Hey guys, FilthyRobot here, the Roomba, continuing our Civilization 5 playthrough with Sweden. We have a couple cities down. Arumba has decided that he wants to war all the AI by himself, so that will be what this episode is about, I believe, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
So who are you starting with, Persia or Portugal?
I was thinking I would start with Panama City. I'm taking this... No. I did just have a thought. If I wanted to be cheap and make you have more beer, I could ask you questions I know you don't know the answer to because you don't use this interface. I was wondering, why is it grouping up some of the workers? I expected by having the workers enabled...
One?
Yeah.
By city, maybe? Are there two in the borders of a single city?
Look, it's got this guy. If I click on it, it's cycling through all workers.
Can you check the one... are they both maybe stolen? No, that goes through all of them.
I don't understand why it's separating out the workers. I had expected it to be like, okay, here's a button you can click to cycle between workers. Or we have two scouts.
I don't use that portion, so I don't actually know why that would do that.
We have two scouts?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, that's right, yeah. So yeah, when you turn this one on, it behaves as expected. You've got scout button. When you do these, again, same thing. One button that lets you cycle through all of the various ones, but for some reason workers are different. And that bothers me. You see, here it's 4.
Mystery I have no interest in solving.
Look, here it's 4, but then as soon as you click on one, it goes back. Damn it! Whatever.
Okay.
Sorry. Makes me frustrated. That was my one complaint for this week.
Got it. This week, yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, good luck, right?
Yep.
All right, so Fred the Spearman, is this a safe location? Do you want to get him closer? He's got, you know what? You are smart, aren't you? Because look at this.
Not trustworthy, is it?
No, not at all.
Being on the immediate borders of them is that we are not at all fucking trustworthy. So,
don't settle near us.
Yeah, just piss her off. Just like tell her shit like that. That will
no. Okay, when there's this thing though, the AI will say, "Are you just moving through?" Can we do that to them?
No, we can't.
What?
Yeah, I know.
I wanted to call her out. I know what you're doing, you wench.
I know.
Stupid Maria. Okay.
She's full of her shit, isn't she?
Should we publicly denounce her? Is that a good thing?
It's not. I would just piss her off.
What does that even do?
It makes it so there's less of a warmonger penalty when you declare war on them because you've denounced them first. It's the same in Civ 6. Civ 6, it's 5 turns. I don't know what the difference is in Civ 5 because, again, I don't do a lot of AI diplomacy. But it basically means that when you do declare war on them, it's less of a penalty to you.
Is there any chance at all that she would trade with us and then declare on us?
You can see how much she hates you right now by trying to sell her a lux. We don't have a lux to sell her, but by the way, Bismarck wants iron again.
She'll just take 5 iron for free. But what I'm wondering here is, like, what if we offered her, even if we offered like an unsavory deal?
She has she values iron at 0 right now.
Okay, let's say it wasn't iron. What if we offered her a deal that was bad for us, but then she declares on us tomorrow? Then
one of the things apparently that the AI takes into consideration when warring you is the gold value they get from you between trade routes and deals. So you do defend yourself a little bit by making trade deals, to the best of my knowledge.
Okay, gotcha. Would you ever buy one of their luxus?
Yes.
We're down to 1 happiness. You'd only do it to come above 1?
What are we improving right now? We're improving gems at this moment, right?
Yeah, and we're getting our forest right now, which is going to knock the granary up to very, very close to finished.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Why does it say 44 out of 60 and then 1 turn?
Maybe it's not encountering the... I mean, I think you can actually... Maybe it's perhaps not encountering
it's actually done. Why isn't it actually like ending right now? Why don't we get it this turn?
What did the numbers say on the first screen?
Here it says we've got 66 out of 60.
You know, I know, but what does it say on the external screen?
Now it's saying the right number.
So it did update. It just took a second. Okay. So here's the thought about the happiness right now. I don't mind buying a luxury off them, and we are going to sell a city, and we're not going to be happy with that. So we have our silk online. The thing is, we're getting 2 luxuries online right now. We're getting the silk online, and we're getting the gems online. How long on this? 1 more turn. Yeah, no. There's no reason to buy that lux right now.
You wouldn't push for like lots of golden ages or anything? That's not a valid strategy?
I do like those, and I do like the idea of securing lux trades when they're available, in the sense that that is currently available. It would be nice to grab that before another AI does. But I actually, at this stage in the game, especially if we're considering building warriors and upgrading them to swordsmen, I value the gold. We're about to settle some cities, and I want to buy some tiles and things like that. So I don't want to spend the gold on luxuries right now if I can avoid it. We're not to the point where it's a problem.
If I put this scout here, will the hand axe consider attacking either or both targets? Or
but it will pick the weaker.
So he'll attack the scout. What if I want him to attack the scout because I want experience?
I think that's fine. I think there's no reason not to move on to those gems right now. We don't care. The hand axe won't have the time to kill the scout, so let's do it.
Wait a second. The scout doesn't upgrade?
No. Scout is a
What?
scout. Is a scout.
What happened to Civ 6 Rangers, man? I was hoping.
Well,
I was like, oh, we'll get some experience, and then we'll upgrade him to a Ranger.
There's
and
still
he'll
a benefit in scouts getting experience. Scouts with experience are quite nice because every promotion on a scout gives you sight for at least the first two, so which is quite valuable.
Yeah,
So it's
normally
really good.
when I've played against like Prince or like King level AI, I usually will be stupid and like smash all my scouts into barb camps, and then they all end up a site pretty quickly. That's clearly wrong because ancient ruins are more important.
Yes, exactly.
So I had another question, and now I've forgotten what it was. Oh yeah, there was a thought. Somewhere on the screen is a Great People button. Where do you see Great People generation? I forget now.
Take the drop-down menu right there and go to Great Person List. There you go.
So scouts smashing themselves against barbarians. Does that lead you towards great generals?
Hit F. I think it's F2. And try F3. There you go. That's the one we're looking for. The bottom here.
Yeah, it's
and the answer is
right
yes.
here, right here, and here. But so we've 0 points.
Oh, actually, the answer is yes, but the caveat is not in version 11 of the mod. So this is version 11 of the mod. They just removed that. You no longer get any general experience from barbarians or city-states, whereas you used to. In the base vanilla game, you do get experience towards generals for getting experience off of barbarians or off of city-states.
That's their settler, right?
Yeah, that's their unique settler. It's an improvement as of version 11.
Interesting.
Yep.
Okay, so where do you like this guy for defense, since we are clearly going to be attacked?
I like the hill across the river over there.
Over here.
Yeah.
Or zoning?
The scariest, it's not even for zoning. It's the scariest thing the AI can do is flood you with 1 billion units and then wear your city down as you can't kill their units fast enough. And the unit on the hill is 25% combat bonus.
Mm-hmm.
When you fortify it 2 turns, another 40% combat bonus. He's going to absorb a lot of damage from them that aren't going to be directed directly at your city, which means he's going to stall for a really long period of time, which is quite nice. And he'll stall better on a hill than he'll stall on a flat land.
Now we're not going to repurpose the other guys who have tasks, right? I'm scared, but
Archer can go back because the scout and the city shot can clear out this hand axe, but you do need the archer currently to escort the settler there. So I would, if I were you, and since we're playing together, essentially, I guess we are here, I would send the archer back after it's cleared out, after we've got that city settled.
Okay, so if she declares to next turn, this is zoned so the worker's still safe.
Yes.
Okay, so that movement was okay. This guy is chopping.
Yep.
And I'm going to continue to cycle units because I don't trust it. And actually, what I found between episodes here, while you were going to the loo or whatever it was, is I can actually check and see. I can check and see if there's any units with movement.
Yeah.
So I can't get my damn button to cycle between all units, but I can.
It's unitless, right? So there's a couple ways to get that unitless, but yep, that's one of them. Okay.
Version has already been enhanced. We just got our Pantheon and he's enhanced it. Great.
Yeah, they're cheating. That's
Anything we should do like before settling, like making the settlement makes things more expensive. So like for example, should we wait for one policy or no or never?
It is 1 turn. That's not a terrible idea. We could certainly make that decision if we want. Actually, it works out pretty well with chopping the gems because gems take a couple turns to chop, so that's fine. And it works out pretty well with improving luxuries too. You can wait a turn if you want.
Can you?
It will.
Can you explain to me again how we determine the current culture cost is 125? How much will it be with 4 cities?
An extra 10% per city.
10% of the current number, so like an extra 12.5?
I think it's 10% of the base number per city. So I think right now we actually have a 40% modifier in the base number right now because well 30 right now and 40 when we settle the city for culture.
So the first city counts.
Yes.
Why? That's
counts
dumb.
for science. Don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
You
I don't mind waiting a turn. Let's wait a turn on settling. I think that's fine. So start chopping with the shoot it. That's
the
fine.
problem is if we wait a turn, that's one more turn that this archer's not defending against the
go
other
look
guy.
at Lisbon's units again. Or Portugal's units.
Lisbon. Who's Lisbon?
The cap of Portugal.
That actually seems like they pulled back a little bit.
Yeah, but this is the problem with how close we are to them. There's so many units so close to us. We're going to get very little warning. We're going to need units over there. I think we're okay for a turn, but I don't want to be there too long. So, yep, start building a mine on the gems.
Is there
I'm okay waiting for a turn for the cultural city. I think that's fine. It would give us growth in the cap, which would be nice.
Is there a shortcut that I can use to like pull this unit up in the Civilopedia without having to type it?
Not that I know of.
Like control right click, you can do that. Because like if it's my
You want to
unit,
know what it is? It's an immortal. An immortal has 13 combat strength as opposed to 11 for a spearman. It heals twice as fast.
It says 12. You're wrong.
Oh, 12. Okay.
Take a drink.
Okay.
Sorry.
13 is hoplite then. You can check that for me just so I feel better about myself.
You sure you want to risk this? You might have to drink another one.
It's gonna have to be one or the other. It's the only two that matter. There it is. 13 combat strength. So it's 12 on immortal, 13 on hoplite. The immortal heals double the rate outside of its borders anyway, so it will heal at 20 outside of its borders. And Persia, when they're in a golden age, get 10% combat strength and 1 extra movement. So sometimes Persian immortals will be 3 movement as opposed to 2, which would be nasty.
Okay. So, but here's the thing: like, I can right-click on my own worker, and it'll go straight to a worker. But you can never select an enemy unit to then right-click on it.
Well, you might be able to if you're at war with them, but you can't here. You can only select enemy units when you're at war with them. So.
Still planning on fortifying just in case?
Yeah, I like that. Oh,
okay.
Yep.
I highly doubt we're going to find any more.
F10 twice for me. Okay, so one of the things, sometimes units are invisible, especially combat units escorting. So you could actually steal this worker if you wanted to. Yeah, sometimes it bugs out and they're invisible. You can't see the unit. So hitting F10 twice refreshes the invisibility. So
what the hell, man? This game is archaic. We gotta stop playing. Let's go play Civ 6.
Yeah, man. No. We can do both. We're doing both, right? So, yep, keep scouting.
So if we stole this unit, just for argument's sake, would it still be a Pioneer, or would it change to our unit?
I think Pioneers are new as of version 11 of the mod, so that's a new unit. I'm pretty sure it revert to a settler. Actually, no. When you steal a settler, it becomes a worker. So in Civ 6, you can steal settlers. In Civ 5, you can't steal settlers. They become workers. So it'd become a worker if you stole it.
Damn, I was thinking we could steal them and then settle right away and get some marble. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, you were. Then you weren't. All right, moving on.
So you were joking when you said we could attack him? That's not true?
No attacking.
Okay, so we're waiting on the settle.
We're going to wait a turn. I like that for the policy. That's fine. So you can take an archer shot to there and just fortify with the scout. Start chopping on that because it'll take 3 turns to chop anyways.
Is this the one that we wanted to work? We didn't want to like maybe do the one that's going to be within 1 range and within range of the city?
We're going to want to do them both.
Or are we going to buy this style?
Chop here. I wasn't planning on buying that, but we could.
But if we buy it, we could get more production from chopping.
Well, we could just leave it pre-chopped.
Well, actually, hold on. If I select the worker, can't we actually see? Well, no. It's gonna go to this one, which is super far away.
Yeah.
Probably don't even get any production, do we?
It minimums at 8, I think.
Oh, well, that's good to know. Okay, so he finished his granary.
Good.
He's got the free monument.
I'm tempted to do a watermill here.
Okay.
And in the not too distant future, this is our first settled city. So what we want to have happen now, in tradition with 4 cities like this, is we want to get a national college out as soon as humanly possible. And that means the next tech we need to grab is going to need to be writing, because we need libraries in these cities. So this city probably has a time, because it was settled first, and we're wanting all of the cities to end at roughly the same timing. This city probably has a time to build watermill library. The other cities, we're probably going to do granary library, because it's about the minimum amount of infrastructure you can actually invest in while still getting libraries. And yeah. So.
Since we already have enough for the growth next turn, would you consider trading food for a little bit of production for the watermill, or would you rather just have more growth towards top 3?
The way it works here is if you work the cattle this turn, it's the same as working the gem tiles, because when it grows, it will give you all the yield the gems will give you. But if it grows next turn, so okay, here if you work this, you would get that, yes. But I prefer the food here because you want to grow the city. You're already getting that yield.
So the answer is yes. You prioritize growing towards pop 3 over getting a little bit of extra production towards the next building.
Yeah, in the short term for the expand, absolutely. Yep.
Okay. Swiper here. I feel so bad for Swiper. He has 0 experience. He's such a loser. Can I? I mean, he's gonna die soon, right? We're gonna just kill him at some point.
We're not killing him. Nope. And no, you can't slam. I know you want to.
I want to.
Experience because this barb, we don't know when the last time this barb camp has spawned. We can't predict the next time it will spawn. It would be very easy if we slam that guy into there. See how much damage it takes? Mm-hmm. If it then spawns a spearman or a horseman or a swordsman, it will kill your scout, steal your worker.
You seem like you're speaking from experience, Filthy.
Yeah.
Okay, but I do want to talk about this flanking bonus. I actually took the time to figure out the flanking bonus in Civ 6, and I thought that it was kind of weird that it was only Yeah, it's 2 per mounted unit. Non-mounted units can't get the bonus.
They can't get flanking bonuses at all in Civ 6. Oh, that's interesting.
No,
Okay,
no, like 2 warriors, both on either sides. I'd thought like a recon unit and a warrior could flank, like because here we're flanking with a freaking archer and a scout.
Yep. It's going to be a 10% combat bonus for each level of flanking you have, right?
So if I put another military unit here,
should be another 10%, I believe.
Each one's gonna get 20% bonus.
Yep.
So up to a maximum of 50%.
Maximum of all its surrounding tiles, yeah.
It's 50%, and there is that's just it. There's nothing else to it.
Yep.
I wonder if that's in the Civilopedia because it's not in Civ 6. Flanking. See? Screw it. What up? Just flank maybe. Nope. Enhanced flank attack. Oh, it is there.
You know the hilarious part about this too? That tooltip is wrong.
What?
This one? Yeah, see that? Yep. See when it. So there's 2 units that have bonuses towards this. Hussars, which are an Austrian unit, have bonuses to flanking, and Impis, which are a Zulu unit, have bonuses to flanking. And what this isn't wrong. It's misleading. When it says the flank attack bonus is increased by 50%, that's actually correct. The 10% bonus goes to a 15% bonus.
That's how I would have perceived it to be.
Okay.
I would never have thought 10% is going to become 60%. That's ridiculous.
In this game.
That's ridiculous. So You're going to get 6 times as much. That's totally fair.
When you look at mouse over the fortified barbarian there and look at your bonuses, right?
Yeah.
So let's say that was on rough terrain too. So it was plus 40% for fortification and plus 25% for being on a hill. Those bonuses are additive. So it takes their base strength and then multiplies it by 1.65 if it was on a hill and fortified.
Makes sense.
So those bonuses are additive, but what you just said with that tooltip is multiplicative. You said 1.5 times the flanking bonus. So if you were to take the logic for all their other bonuses, that should be additive, and that should be a 50% bonus as opposed to a 5% bonus.
I disagree. Because it's specific to this modifier, this combat modifier. Flanking attack bonus is increased by 50%. The specific additive modifier is getting a multiplicative bonus. It's not saying...
Either way, so long as we know what it is, that one did throw me a little bit to figure that out. So if it doesn't throw you, cool.
No, I didn't even... Now you're just confusing me, because now I'm gonna go to sleep tonight. No, that's not true. I'm not sleeping tonight. But I'm gonna go to sleep and play in a week, and then I'm gonna be like, yeah...
Darius wants iron. Sell him some iron.
It's totally 60... Darius. Oh, yeah, okay. You probably check that every turn, don't you?
I try to.
I wonder real quick, before we do this, did we offer embassy to everyone? Is there a way to see...
Yeah, the green means... See, the double green means that we each have embassy. The single green means we've accepted embassy.
So we're done with that for the rest of the game, then?
Yeah, at some point we should probably pay to get embassies back, but this is early enough in the game, I don't want to do that.
For 1 gold, it's at any point in the game, regardless of era, it's always going to be that number?
Yep. And they'll buy iron forever. So that's pretty good.
Here he only has 1. Would you sell him 1 more?
Is he willing to sell you? No, I would sell him 1 for 1 here.
Should I get a horse?
It won't happen though, right? Because the value is the same horse for iron. So, yep.
All right. I mean, we're not using it anyway, so 1 gold per turn is better than nothing.
Yep.
Okay. I just want a quick check. Look at all these units that didn't actually do anything, but when I press W, it doesn't go to anyone. I don't like that. I want to cycle through all my units.
I know, man. I hear you.
Right, like,
so you can get happiness. Yep, that's happiness right now this turn.
Well,
click that button.
We would have had the happiness at the end of the turn anyway, wouldn't we?
Yes, just will. And it won't matter whatsoever unless you were unhappy in doing combat moves. So if, for example, when you have unhappiness, so if you're negative, like let's say we had a Lux pillaged and we hadn't had that improved, and we were fighting barbarians, we'd have a negative combat penalty to our fights versus barbarians. But if we had done that move first, even if we were negative, we would have gone positive again and not have that negative combat penalty.
I see. So it's only situationally useful when you want to sell stuff, really. That's the main time where it's advantageous?
Selling, combat, and roads.
Roads. Why roads?
Because roads
movement.
make
Gotcha.
for movement. Yeah.
Gotcha. Why are you telling me you have movement? I actually kind of almost prefer in Civ 6 where clicking Fortify takes away their movement, because then
Hit next.
Stop showing on my list.
Ignore this bastard and move on.
I don't want to ignore Fred. Fred's important.
Fred he's there. He's doing what he wants to do. He's stacking up combat bonuses. Okay, so for our peace of mind here.
Oh, great. Yeah, we're losing. Okay, gotcha. Is there anything else you can glean from this? Anything?
No, that's useless. That's something that if you hit F9, that just showed up already. We know this. We know this demo.
So they're just flavor, kind of like.
Yes, that is exactly flavor. It's.
Can you disable it because it's kind of annoying?
I don't think you can disable it, but it is annoying. Doesn't happen in multiplayer.
Oh, okay. So,
it never pops up. Don't settle that city yet. No. No.
Why?
No.
I was going to.
Because
it'll.
Policy. Yep.
Oh wow! Will it actually?
You can lose it. Yes, you can lose it retroactively.
It'll retroactively increase the cost and then say, nope, you can't have it.
Yep.
Wow. Now, is there... Okay, there's a setting in the options when you first launch the game that says you can store policies and do them later. Is that on by default? Can we do that if we wanted to? We wouldn't, but
it's not
could we?
on by default. In the base game, unmodded, you can store social policies and still accumulate culture. In the modded version, if you store social policies, it prevents you accumulating more culture at all.
Okay. There's no argument for anything else, right? It's just this.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. It's just better than all the other alternatives.
Yeah, it's just too good.
Okay. And now, I like it. How do we get it? We need a unit over there.
We have none.
We need a combat unit.
What if we were to buy a scout in Stockholm?
I'm thinking that too. And it might actually be worthwhile because what does a worker cost us? Worker cost us 230. What's a scout cost us?
Yeah, 230 or 48 production, and a scout is 25 or 140.
So we trade. I'd take it.
140 gold basically gives us, what, 60 plus 30, 90 gold in profit.
And do we buy a warrior here to get that?
Yeah, the warrior would be more useful. The scout has no long-lasting advantage.
I'm tempted to buy a warrior here for that. I know it's expensive, but fuck.
Where's the barbarian going to move next turn? Because we can't use the warrior on this turn, right?
Well, the fact he's moved to this tile suggests he's going northeast to me.
You think
now, the thing is, do we have any way to... We don't have any way to tell. There could be a city-state unit chasing that, in which case we might not get it.
Do you think that... Will the barbarian... Okay.
It might go west, and it might go 2 tiles southwest. If it goes 2 tiles southwest, we'll catch it with another unit. That's fine.
2 tiles southwest.
Sorry, I say southwest, and I just mean west.
If it goes over
it
here...
could go there, or one north of that, yeah.
So you want to wait a turn before we decide to buy something, or no?
No, I want to buy a warrior.
Okay. Now again, darn it, you're getting me all tricked and confused. I've forgotten what I was going to say. Okay, we just took a social policy, which you said every time you take a social policy, you get an alert about barbarian spawns?
Yeah, I believe the way... What the change was supposed to be in version 10, this is version 11. In version 10, you're supposed to get notifications when barbarian camps spawned as all social policy trees, as opposed to just honor where it was before version 10. And the thing was, those trees were not, those notifications were not showing up unless you were, they weren't showing up until you assigned a social policy. So by assigning a social policy, we should have got barbarian camp notifications updated. And I don't see any, but I also don't see any new camps that we don't know about, so I'm not entirely sure about that still.
Okay, and then the final question then before we take a quick cut here is, so if we know for sure there's no barbarian camp down here, is it reasonable to assume that this barbarian worker is trying to run here by himself?
Yes, unless there's a camp closer to the east that we don't know about.
But if there were, why would he have come from the south, this tile,
because
to go there?
Because he's blocked by the other worker, potentially.
Okay, say he was here, wouldn't he just go bam bam?
Depends on where the units were. There's lots of ways that could change that. My suspicion is next turn he goes northwest 1 tile. That's my suspicion.
Notice how the pasture says 1? I'm guessing that means it's still, what, 6 turns or 5 turns for him to build it? So he has to have been here for a while.
He's faster.
What? He can't cheat.
Yep, it is. Deity cheats on worker speed too.
Deity city-states cheat?
Yes, Deity city-states cheat too.
Great.
Yep.
All right. Anyway, we'll take a cut here and then we'll make a few more decisions.
See you guys in a minute.
See you soon.
All right.